up on Cronkite News, Maricopa County Attorney Allister Adel announced she will resign after questions regarding her sobriety and absences. We'll have reaction to the announcement.
Plus, the city of Tucson is seeing the impact from gentrification programs. We talk to residents about how difficult it is to afford homes now.
And later, we'll take you to the celebration of the Persian New Year at Phoenix City Hall.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm SEDONA Meadows.
And I'm Mackenzie Allen Charmley. Thank you for joining us. Maricopa County Attorney Allister Adel announced this afternoon that she is resigning. Reporter Molly Hudson has more on how Adel came to this decision.
Adel has been under fire for weeks for how she's led the county prosecutor's office, including recent news that her office failed to file criminal charges in at least 180 cases before the statute of limitations ran out. Allister Adel released her resignation announcement today, saying in part, "I am proud of the many accomplishments of the Maricopa County Attorney's Office during my tenure, including policies that seek justice in a fair and equitable manner, hold violent offenders accountable, protect the rights of crime victims, and keep families safe." This comes amid numerous calls for her resignation recently from members of her own staff, a former county attorney, and others because of concerns about her health, sobriety, and her ability to perform her job. Just a week ago, Attorney Allister Adel spoke to Arizona Horizon saying she had no intent of resigning.
I am not resigning, and I appreciate always a respectful disagreement of opinion, but I also go off facts and not innuendo because I have a job to do protecting our county.
However, many organizations felt she's not been doing her job. Mass Liberation AZ, an abolitionist organization, was just one group calling for Adel's resignation.
This office it's had a legacy of brutality. Allister Adel is but one of many leaders in that office who has used and weaponized this office and its power to silence its political opponents. There's a culture and a legacy of brutality that has gone on for decades.
In her letter announcing her resignation, Adel said her resignation will be effective Friday. In the newsroom, Molly Hudson, Cronkite News.
Governor Doug Ducey signed 19 bills into law. The bills range from a wide variety of topics. One of the bills, Senate Bill 1074, allows you to get both your teeth and your wrinkles fixed at the dentist office. Previously, dentists could administer Botox for a variety of medical reasons, such as chronic migraines. But SB 1074 allows dentists to use the treatment for cosmetic purposes, like getting rid of wrinkles in the face.
When voting in Arizona this November, you will have the chance to decide if you want a lieutenant governor in the future. A lieutenant governor would take over the role of governor if the current governor were for any reason not able to finish their term. Arizona voters have rejected similar ballot measures in the past, both in 1994 and 2010. Currently, the Arizona Secretary of State succeeds the governor. In Arizona's history, 6 governors have failed to finish their terms. This ballot measure would require candidates for governor to pick a running mate at least 100 days before Election Day. A new study found the Pfizer vaccine is less effective at reducing the risk of infection in children ages 5 to 11. The research is part of the ongoing PROTECT study done by the CDC. It shows the 2-dose regimen reduces the risk of infection by about 31% for kids in this age range. However, in kids ages 12 to 25, the vaccine reduces risk by about 59%. Kids ages 5 to 11 receive only 1/3 of the dosage compared to older kids and adults.
Rent increases in Tucson neighborhoods have left many residents displaced and victims of gentrification. One thing residents say is to blame: tax incentives offered to developers by the city that leave community members without affordable housing in the places they call home. In South Tucson, Roxanne Valenzuela remembers the diverse and united community she was raised in, giving back by volunteering at local soup kitchen Casa Maria.
We started noticing that the makeup of the neighborhood started changing, and it was becoming less affordable to find a house, rent a house, stay in the only community we knew to be our home.
Valenzuela and her family have lived in the area since '89, but trying to find affordable housing in the neighborhood they've always called home proved a challenge due to gentrification.
We also started noticing that the city was not investing in our community, in us, but instead giving developers incentives to build all these corporate businesses and ignoring us.
Developers in Tucson who take advantage of the government property lease excise tax, or GPLET, are free from paying property sales taxes for up to 8 years in hopes of revitalizing the city. However, to community members, the tax incentives spark fear of residents being displaced forcefully in the process.
That sales tax, if it was being collected, could be used for schools, could be used for highways, could be used for a lot of different things.
Visualizing gentrification is easy. Well-maintained housing, pavements, and increased mortgage costs contrast broken homes and trash roads that are now only remnants of a community that once stood strong.
We have been here for decades. We have been here for a long time. Our grandparents were here, our parents, and now we are here. And our kids. They are used to it. So if they take us out of here, where will we go?
Recent Zillow data shows that 3 different zip codes in Tucson have had some of the fastest growing rent prices in Arizona. Neighborhoods on the east side of Tucson have had an average increase of 32% in the past 5 years.
If you're poor and live in this neighborhood, you eventually give up and sell your house or quit renting because the rent becomes too expensive and allows the whole neighborhood to become gentrified.
When it comes to solutions, all the community members want is to be heard.
The focus just needs to be shifted to the most vulnerable communities, and the city and investors, developers should start thinking outside the box and maybe looking at a bottom-up approach instead of what it's always been, and we just get the crumbs.
The city of Tucson currently has 24 GPLET agreements. According to city officials, over $155 million in total revenue impact from these developments will contribute to the overall economic growth of Tucson.
Coming up after the break, a Nowruz celebration at Phoenix City Hall. We'll take a look at the Iranian community getting together and ringing in the new year. And a new charter school is opening up in Mesa. Find out the man behind the project next.
Your favorite member benefit is getting better and bigger.
This is wonderful.
Over the next year, Passport is adding new shows and doubling the number of episodes for you to stream.
They give us all that they've got.
From your favorite cooking and travel series.
Even the stairs are breathtaking.
To history specials and award-winning documentaries. Better and bigger.
That really is the fun part.
Stream on any device with Passport on the PBS Video app.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication's Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Cox Communications is doubling the internet speed of its low-cost programs across the nation, including Arizona, at no extra cost. The Connect Assist and Connect 2 Compete programs will experience the increase on March 31st. People using the programs will only need to reset their routers to see the increase. The programs are available for people who participate in eligible income-based government assistance programs. The company also expanded eligibility for its low-cost internet programs to match the federal government's Affordable Connectivity Program.
PITBULL, the Grammy Award-winning artist, is opening a new tuition-free charter school in Mesa. The Mesa K-5 school will be a part of PITBULL's SLAM Foundation. The foundation currently has 12 campuses across the U.S. The school is currently enrolling students and is set to be ready in time for the fall 2022 school year.
Sunday marked the first day of spring, and for the Iranian community here in the Valley, it marked the start of Persian New Year. Cronkite News reporter AUTRIYA MANESHNI tells us what the new year means to her and its significance within the immigrant community.
For many Iranians and other immigrants living in the U.S., Nowruz is still a sacred and beloved celebration.
It means the world to me. It shows how welcoming this community is.
That welcoming community was at the first ever Nowruz celebration at Phoenix City Hall Friday. The event was hosted by Councilwoman Yasamin Ansari. She's the first ever Iranian American elected to public office in Arizona. She says the celebration is meant to spotlight how diverse the immigrant community in Phoenix is.
I thought it was important to be able to not only celebrate this really special holiday, but also celebrate the contributions that immigrant communities have given so much to not only the city of Phoenix, but the United States.
Nowruz has been celebrated in Iran and all around the world for more than 3,000 years by 300 million people. Many Iranians start preparing for the new year weeks in advance to make sure they have all the symbols for the Hafseen table ready. The Hafseen is comprised of 7 symbols that begin with the letter S in Farsi. These symbols hold special meanings. For example, some of the symbols are sabze, or the grass on the table, symbolizing rebirth, sumak, symbolizing the color of sunshine, and sir, or garlic, symbolizing medicine. This celebration not only brought over 2,000 people together, but it also paves the way for the immigrant community to take ownership of their diverse identity.
The more people recognize that people from all over the place are in Phoenix and Arizona, and that the people need to take the time to understand what that means and embrace all the many different cultures that are here today. And I think that this is a great start.
As we say in Farsi, Har Ruzetan Nowruz, Nowruzetan Piruz, Eid Shama Mubarak. In Phoenix, AUTRIYA MANESHNI, Cronkite News.
The city of Phoenix declared today as Nowruz Day. Councilwoman Ansari hopes to make Nowruz celebrations an annual event in Phoenix and to give the community a place to feel celebrated and welcome.
It could see its first 90-degree day this week. Luke Vickery is in the Weather Center now with when the warm-up will come.
Good afternoon, Arizona. Looking at Futurecast right now, you can see this storm brewing up in the Midwest right now. That's actually going to end up aligning along this front that's going to start in the Gulf of Mexico and actually extend all the way up towards Chicago, where there will be seeing some more of that nasty winter weather and even ice. But looking more towards Phoenix right now, much more comfortable conditions as our temperatures rise with this high pressure moving into this week. Now, looking at the big picture, low pressure is centered to our east right now, which was the reason we saw most of that cloud cover and precipitation yesterday. That has since moved out of our area. Now high pressure will move in, and that is going to be the reason why we're going to have such high temperatures in the mid and the end of next week. And then low pressure will move in a little bit earlier next week actually. And that's what's going to bring down our temperature slightly, more towards the current temperatures right now, 77 degrees. As we move into the evening, 68 degrees is what we'll see around 10 p.m. And looking at high temperatures for tomorrow, 82 degrees is what we'll see around Phoenix, 50s in Flagstaff, and if you move south towards Tucson, you'll be looking at the mid-70s. Now looking at our 8-day forecast, our first 90-degree day of the year is expected on Friday, and then we'll peak on Saturday with 97 degrees as the high, and then temperatures will taper off towards early next week. In the Cronkite News Weather Center, I'm Luke Vickery.
Ashley Engel, coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. The NCAA tournament is underway and the Wildcats are making a run. We will have all the excitement next.
It's prime time on your time. Watch Prime Afternoons every weekday on Arizona PBS. Did you miss a show in the evening? Then catch up on Prime Afternoons, your favorite dramas.
No more bloody heroics.
Antiques Roadshow.
Really?
Nature and Nova.
It's time to reintroduce some wonder into this miracle of nature.
All of the best from PBS on Prime Afternoons. Weekdays starting at 1:30, only on Arizona PBS.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
Here we go. Lights up. Whoa.
As artists, we conduct our educations in public. You can never know whether it's going to be a success. One just has to risk it.
It's you and the work and the place. It's a very particular relationship.
Here's our lens. Tell us what you think.
Friday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
Welcome back to Cronkite News. I'm Ashley Engel, and this is your Cronkite Sports Report. The top-seeded University of Arizona men's basketball team continued their dramatic run in the NCAA tournament last night with an 85-80 overtime victory over TCU. Cronkite News reporter Lindsay ZIENTY was in San Diego for the wild finish.
In the Arizona Wildcats' overtime win against TCU, Christian Coloco said that their motto was very simple.
Was win or go home. It's win or go home. So we just went there. We knew we had to battle through adversity. And I mean, that's not the first time we're down. And we knew we got to keep playing our game.
With a team who had their backs against the wall going into overtime, they found a way to survive and advance.
The two greatest weeks in college basketball are, when you win your round of 32 game leading up to the Sweet 16, and then the best one is, you win your Elite 8 game and you're preparing for a Final Four.
Arizona under head coach Tommy LLOYD had a lot of doubters going into March Madness, but the first-year head coach didn't blink under the bright lights.
Coach, he trusts us, and he just taught us, we got to hang in there.
The Wildcats now move on to the Sweet 16, where they will face number 5 Houston. In San Diego, Lindsay ZIENTY, Cronkite News.
Meanwhile, the 4th-seeded U of A women are making a run of their own at the McHale Center. The Wildcats advanced to round of 32 after a 72-67 win over 13th-seeded UNLV. They play again tonight at 7 against 5th seed North Carolina. Head coach Adia Barnes says her team needs to step up on defense tonight.
I thought that, we struggled defensively in some points of the game, and I think they hit some really big shots, tough shots. I thought first half the post players were way too comfortable inside, hitting some tough shots, but I think it was too easy in the beginning of the game. Then they got really confident.
I think just being that Arizona defense that we normally bring, we have to bring that from the get-go here on out. It's do or die, so we have to be ready.
The Suns got a huge win last night, beating the Sacramento Kings 127-124 in overtime. Devin Booker, who led the team with 31 points, was proud of the team's performance and the players stepping up.
It's a team win. It takes a special group to do what we did. 3 guys fouling out and, other guys stepping up and, just look comfortable. They didn't even look out of whack. They look ready to go.
And on the mat, the ASU wrestling team had a strong showing at the NCAA championships this weekend. Heavyweight Colton Schultz finished second in his division, losing to national champion Gable Stevenson. The team finished 4th overall at the event behind Penn State, Michigan, and Iowa. Schultz was the only Sun Devil wrestler to compete in his division's championship. The NHL trade deadline ended earlier today, and the Coyotes added players to their roster and collected future draft picks. Yesterday, they acquired a conditional 4th-round draft pick from the Dallas Stars in exchange for a goaltender, Scott Wedgwood. Today, the Coyotes acquired center Jack McBain from the Minnesota Wild for a 2022 second-round draft pick. They also picked up forward Brian Little and prospect center Nathan Smith from the Jets in exchange for a 4th-round pick. And they traded winger Johan Larsson for a 2023 3rd-round pick. Now, not many people know about the monster trucks that travel around the country every weekend. However, many know the name Grave Digger. The legendary truck is celebrating a special anniversary this year. Cronkite News reporter Michael Garaffa was on hand for its first stop in Arizona.
Monster Jam Stadium Tour Yellow rolled into State Farm Stadium with the legendary Grave Digger celebrating its 40th anniversary.
It's crazy how long this truck's lasted. I mean, Dennis Anderson created this truck back in 1982, and I'm proud to be out here representing it.
Our fans have been behind us since 1982, 40 years. So the best thing we can do is not only give them Grave Digger and a 40th anniversary edition of that, but Son of a Digger. And I'm going to go out there just like I'm a digger.
In 2017, after 35 years, Grave Digger's creator and main driver Dennis Anderson stepped out of the truck for good. But his family continues the legacy, as all 4 of his kids are now behind the wheel.
So now it's 4 Andersons, my older brother Adam, my little sister Kristen, and my little brother Weston.
It's an all-star lineup on Team Grave Digger, and definitely something I'm proud to be a part of.
Ryan Anderson holds the world record for the longest bicycle in a monster truck and showed off his skills in front of thousands of fans at State Farm Stadium. He was able to secure the only win for Team Digger during the weekend.
I'd love to match my world record inside of a stadium. That would be awesome, but even just to make one entire lap would be a huge feat in itself.
Anderson managed to win the overall event championship, maintaining the top spot on the tour. If he can hold that lead, it would qualify him for the Monster Jam World Finals in Orlando in May. Winning a World Finals championship there would provide the perfect cap to their 40th anniversary season. In Glendale, Michael Garaffa, Cronkite News.
That's all for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Sedona Mackenzie.
One local farm aims to help locals grow their own produce. After the break, how they hope to educate residents on healthy habits.
It's prime time on your time. Watch Prime Afternoons every weekday on Arizona PBS. Did you miss a show in the evening? Then catch up on Prime Afternoons, your favorite dramas.
No more bloody heroics.
Antiques Roadshow.
Really?
Nature and Nova.
It's time to reintroduce some wonder into this miracle of nature.
All of the best from PBS on Prime Afternoons. Weekdays starting at 1:30, only on Arizona PBS.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
Here we go. Lights up. Whoa.
As artists, we conduct our educations in public. You can never know whether it's going to be a success. One just has to risk it.
It's you and the work and the place. It's a very particular relationship.
Here's our lens. Tell us what you think.
Friday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
In Maricopa County, there are 55 food deserts. According to one report, 75% of them are in the city of Phoenix. Cronkite News reporter Andrea Villalobos takes us to the heart of one of those food deserts in South Phoenix, a place full of opportunities for Valley residents to learn more about healthy living.
The day starts by mixing dirt, hay, and water. Using their feet, they feel they harness a greater connection to Mother Earth.
We are energetic beings, spiritual beings, and we have a connection with each other. We've lost that essence.
Throughout the day's work, Blanca Barca with the organization Unlimited Potential teaches these farmers the importance of growing and eating organic food and connecting with their community.
Everyone gets together here and we all learn from one another. There are people here that are Asian, Black, Central American, and people from all over the world.
According to the city of Phoenix, there are 43 areas in the city with limited access to healthy and affordable food, what is known as a food desert. Spaces of Opportunity is a 19-acre farm that allows different individuals and organizations a place to grow crops.
On plots like these, farmers grow vegetables like lettuce, medicinal herbs, and prickly pear like these, which to members of this community have a special meaning.
It's part of our heritage. It's a plant that resists the climate changes we're experiencing. It resists droughts and it resists floods.
For this volunteer, it's important to see families become self-sufficient.
I'd love for them to come so they can learn more. We are essentially forgetting how to cultivate food, plants, grow crops, legumes, and fruit trees.
The farm is open to everyone, and the hope is to grow knowledge for generations. At the end of the class, participants give thanks to Mother Earth for providing them with the harvest gift.
If we return to our roots, to our ancestors, the human race will be better, which is what we need: peace.
In Phoenix, Andrea Villalobos, Cronkite News.
Farmers can sell their crops at a farmers market hosted by Spaces of Opportunity every Saturday morning. The space is located near 15th Avenue and Baseline in Phoenix.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.